Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today I'll be making a love seat slash storage space. I went to Home Depot and got this wood cut, and I'll leave the items in the description box below. I'm going to be using this table to create the base of my chair, and as I did on the ottoman, I am using my wood glue to glue everything together first, and then I'm going back with my drill and drilling my nails in to secure the wood in place. And if you watch my DIY ottoman, this is basically the same concept. So after I'm done with the base, I am going to start adding this foam. This is just bedding foam. And again, this is literally the same method I used for my ottoman. And I'll leave that video in the description box below. So after I'm done with stapling the foam on the outside, I'm going to go back over with this fabric that I got from Walmart. And it looks white here, but in real life, it's actually gray. And I'm going to make sure that I am pulling everything, pulling the fabric so it's stretched out. And I just turned it upside down so I can staple down the fabric to the bottom. And now that the bottom part is done, I pre-cut this piece of foam to create the lid to the ottoman and also the top of my couch. So I'm just gonna go around and staple everything in place. And now that I'm finished, I'm going to go around with my fabric and basically do the same thing. That the base is done, I'm going to go ahead and add the back of the chair. So when I originally bought the wood, I had them cut the wood in half just so I'll be able to carry all this stuff in my car. So I attached the two pieces of plywood back together with the pieces of wood that you see in the back. And now I'm just attaching the plywood to the base of the chair. There isn't really a method I'm using. I'm just putting them where I feel like they should be. So I drilled about 15 nails into the back, and this is how it looks so far. We're getting somewhere. So I had some pre-cut pieces of rectangle foam that I was going to use for another project, but I never ended up using. So I decided to use it for this project. So I'm just stapling each corner down. Next, I pre-measured a piece of fabric, and I'm going to secure the fabric in the back of the board and then move on to the front. Now I'm taking my fingers and making a crease in between each foam, and I'm securing each side with by stapling it down. After I got done tucking the fabric, I moved on to the back of the board and I started securing everything down, like pulling everything, making sure it's tight. I then pre-measured some fabric and stapled it to the back. I'm going to be using this piece of fabric to create an arm on the couch. So I've already drilled one piece of wood down, and I'm going to do 3 more exactly like that. So basically I pulled the fabric while I was drilling down. So be sure to make sure you're being aware of where your fabric is and making sure that you're not snagging the fabric where it doesn't belong. I also went back around with my stapler and I stapled both boards together to give it more support. When I was done drilling in the boards, I went ahead and started tufting the side. And don't mind me laughing, I like to listen to stand-up comedy while I'm doing my DIYs. So I'm basically pulling the fabric back and making sure everything is smooth before I staple it. And here's how it looks when both sides are done. So I'm just going to use some silk fabric and cover the inside, and then I'm just taking these table mats that I had for a while, and I'm just gonna place them on the bottom of the inside of the chest. And after all that was done, this is how the inside looks. After I was done with that, I decided that I needed some legs. So I took these legs off of another chair that I had, and I drilled them in on each corner. The last thing I did was cover this piece of cardboard with fabric. And this is the same technique I used for my DIY headboard. I went ahead and connected this to my couch, and this is how it turned out. You can still see the piece of white tape shining through the fabric. I'll eventually cover it with more fabric, but for now it's okay. I like it. I had so much fun making this couch. It's always great turning visions into reality. And like I said before, use what you got to get what you want. Have a nice day, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out some of my other videos.